Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Zakil Ahmed and I welcome you to my first video on YouTube. I've decided to start off my series of videos with a story, inshallah. Brothers and sisters, the story I'm about to share with you all is one of the most fascinating stories I've ever heard in my life. I call it the story of the blessed apple. So I urge you to pay close attention, for there are many lessons that we can derive from this story. Once upon a time, there was a man called Thabit bin Nu'man, one of the pious predecessors. So one day, Thabit was walking in a garden which was bordered by a river. After a while, Thabit was overcome by hunger and by fatigue. So hungry did he become that his stomach began to growl and his eyes were fixed on the various fruits that he saw hanging on the trees nearby. In a fit of desperation, Thabit grabbed one of the apples that was close to him and he ate from it. He ate half the apple and then drank some water from the river. Suddenly, Thabit was overcome by the sense of guilt inside of him because he realized that he had eaten the apple without the owner's permission, even though it was because of dire need. And Thabit then said to himself, "Woe unto me! How can I eat this apple while I have not asked permission from the owner? I make it binding upon me to not leave this garden until I find the owner and ask him to forgive me." So, after a while of searching in the garden, Thabit finally found the owner's house. He knocked on the door. The owner opened and asked Thabit what he wanted. And then Thabit said, "I entered into your garden and took this apple and I ate from it. Then I remembered that it does not belong to me. And so now I come here asking you to excuse me for having eaten from it and forgive me for my mistake." The man said, "I will forgive you only on one condition." "And what is the condition?" Thabit said. The man said, "That you will marry my daughter." "I will marry her," Thabit said. Then the man warned Thabit, "But heed you this, my daughter is deaf, she does not hear, mute, she does not speak, and blind, she does not see." Then Thabit began to ponder over the situation. A difficult predicament indeed did he find himself to be into now. What should I do? Thabit thought. How can I possibly have a relationship with a woman who does not see, speak, or hear? Not to get out of it, thought Thabit, for he decided and he realized that if he took care of her well and if he served her, this would take him away from the torment of the hellfire as a punishment for the apple that he had eaten. And after all, the days of this world are limited. So Thabit finally decided to marry the girl. He decided to marry the girl, but then a few days before the marriage, Thabit began to grow anxious. So anxious and so miserable did he become that he wished that the earth would just swallow him up before the appointed date of the marriage. He wanted to just disappear. Despite such apprehensions, Thabit always kept his trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in God. And he said, "La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, wa inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun." There is no power nor might except with Allah. Indeed, to Allah we belong and to Him we return. So the day of the marriage finally arrived and Thabit went to see his bride. She stood up before him and she said, "May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you." In Arabic terminology, she said, "Assalamu alaikum." As soon as Thabit saw her, he was immediately reminded of the fair maidens in paradise that were kept for the righteous people only. After a brief pause, he said, "What is this? She indeed speaks, she hears, and she sees." He then told the girl what her father had told him earlier. The girl said, "Indeed, my father has spoken the truth. I am blind in the sense that I have never looked upon a man who is not permissible for me. I am deaf in the sense that I have never sat in a gathering where there was any slander or backbiting or false or vain talk. And I am mute in the sense that I have never spoken to any man who is not permissible for me, nor have I spoken any false or vain talk." And thereafter, the fruit of this union was known as none other than the famous Imam Abu Hanifa. So, my brothers, look at the piety, the patience, the trustworthiness, and the honesty of this man, and look at where this got him to. My dear sisters, look at how chaste and how pious this woman was. So chaste and so pious that she was considered deaf, not listening to any backbiting or vain speech, blind, not looking upon any man who is not permissible for her, and mute or dumb, not speaking to any man who is not permissible for her. Aren't these the qualities that any righteous man would hope for and crave for to be in their wife? Furthermore, aren't these the qualities that any man, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, would want to be in their, would wish for in their wives? Indeed it is. So, Jazakumullah khairan for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something from this video. And if you did, please share it with your friends and families. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.